I don't have to see my big old glass of red wine either.
Hey,
You
do
do
what you have to do. Do your thing.
All right, guys. So do y'all see the spreadsheet right now?
Mm-hmm.
So I am on, okay, so I have 4 apartment complexes. And basically for these apartment complexes, I use the tweets all the way from June the 1st through September the 31st, or September the 30th, actually. So what I did was, the first thing I did was to click B3, because remember we placed a 1 in every single, like by every single tweet? Mm-hmm. What I did, I clicked there, and sometimes you can drag it down like this if it tends to cooperate. And I drag it all the way down.
So this is exactly like the, wait, I get these classes so confused.
Okay. Are you with me so far?
Yeah, but I mean, this is just like the other one that we did last week, right? But you've already got it filled out?
So the spreadsheet that you guys analyzed last week, we are auto-calculating all of the
columns. Got it.
So I clicked the, like, basically I think it was B3. I clicked that, and I drag it all the way down.
Got it.
And I basically took it to 203, and I stopped it. Okay.
Okay.
Are you with me so far, or do you want me to do it again?
I'm grooving.
You got it, Jawan?
Yeah, you basically just dragged it down all the way down to.
So it highlights all of those numbers.
Right. Okay.
In that column.
So actually, let me take these out 1 second. Okay, so let me go back up. I'm just going to go from that column all the way to column number, I think it was 203.
203.
Mm-hmm.
There we are. Okay, so I'm ending here, and those are all highlighted. I'm going to the auto sum up here in the upper right hand corner. It's like a sigma.
Mm-hmm.
I'm clicking that. I'm going to sum.
Okay.
I click sum. It has this formula that's right here.
So if you know the formula, you could just put that in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And then just click it, and it auto calculates it.
I'm an Excel nerd too, so.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Click 35. Look at the right-hand corner. Make sure it produces a cross. Your mouse produces a cross. Are you guys with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Drag it over.
Yes, calculate all of them.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So we do the same. So I did the same thing for the Vantage Medical Center. Because remember, the same columns are the same on each sheet.
On each tab.
Mm-hmm. And I auto-calculated them for this one, for the second tab, third tab, and fourth tab.
Okay.
Okay, what questions do you guys have for me so far?
So I do have a question. So we're putting this spreadsheet, this Excel spreadsheet on the Google Doc, correct? I just want to make sure.
You're putting the information on the Google Doc.
Information. Okay, the information. Okay. All right, cool. All right.
So I am going to go to my Google Doc, which is right. Nope, that's not it. 1 second. I'm getting there. There we are. So this is the Google Doc, and I am going to just basically search to the results section.
Mm-hmm.
Is this your paper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then that was the link to the content analysis document that we were just on.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did, I actually took these. Let's see, where am I? This is sample paper. This is, yeah. Okay, so I basically took these columns.
Mm-hmm.
I highlighted the heading on those columns. And what I did, I went back to the paper. I went to edit. And then I pasted the information.
Okay.
So I used that information. That's raw information right now. But I used that information to form these categories. So number of tweets, number of likes. What was likes? Oh, likes right here. Replies are somewhere comments on this one. And then I think I just put comments instead of replies. So this one had three sub items under it. So we have the overarching category, which is like the big category, and it has Twitter demographics, but underneath that you have subcategories, which are retweets, likes, and replies. So basically you're grouping these titles together, or these the names of the columns together, into a clump, and you're going to name that clump. So the next clump, and I know that sounds very academic, but that's where I am right now at 9:00 at night. So we have hashtag, call to action, and picture. And so I just basically titled that clump of information as external engagement.
Okay.
Same thing like and right here it says crisis communication target groups. That's not it, but I think we have like target audience. And then this one was message content. So that is residents, or the resident worker profiles, events, and then features of the community. And so those are up here, like right there. So you make them digestible. So this is raw information up here in orange, and you make them more digestible by grouping them together.
Okay.
So each of these groups is going to become your table.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you mean.
Each of the highlighted.
Each of the highlighted, yeah.
So this one said number of retweets, likes, and replies. I'm scrolling down, number of tweets, retweets, likes, and comments.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense.
So I listed all of and the thing is with the table, some things to keep in mind, like at the beginning of this paragraph, it says 115 tweets overall posted by these 4 apartment complexes within the 4-month time frame of the study. And basically you tell them what people like tables, but sometimes tables are very difficult to interpret.
Digest it for them.
Yeah, you are right on the money. So basically with the words that are introducing the table, you can group them into greatest to least or least to greatest, but I basically decided to do the greatest to least. So Millennium Kirby had the most tweets, which is 35, and the one that had the least number of tweets within that time period was 20. And then I introduced the table by saying table 1 highlights, and basically all what I did, and I'll confess it to you. I don't like formatting, and I don't like formatting a lot. And so what I did, and you guys, I did this at midnight on Monday when I was at that conference, but what I did was I took what was in my other paper, and because I don't like recreating tables, I would rather add a column than recreate the whole thing. I basically took what was in an older paper and put it on here, but I changed, everything except for the formatting. Does that make sense? Kept the table, but the paragraphs are drastically different.
So what you're saying is that we could just steal your table.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool.
I was like, I'm saying it without saying it, but you got it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So one thing that you might have to do is I like looking at statistics as well. So I looked at the Vantage Med Center account. And so that was the account with, let's see. Oh, the most engagement. So even though they had the second highest number of tweets, they had the most engagement, which was really odd. And so I decided to make that digestible for people. And basically I divided the number of tweets by the number of retweets and likes. So per tweet, each tweet received an average of 0.32 retweets and 0.67 likes per tweet.
Dr. Edwards, you're such a nerd.
I know. I know.
What did you do to do that?
So I don't have my calculator. Where is it?
But there's you're going to share.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Feature 0.32 tweets and 0.67 likes per tweet.
So it didn't receive like a 1-to-1. So each tweet didn't get a retweet, but each tweet had an average of
so basically, you just broke it down. So,
okay.
Interesting. That's okay. I'm a nerd too.
But do you guys get it? Basically we're telling the audience they didn't have 1-for-1 engagement. So each tweet didn't have a retweet, but each tweet had 1/3 of a retweet, which is weird, but That means they still have a lot of work to do, but they have more engagement than anybody else on here.
They're on the right track of doing something.
They're doing something right.
Yeah.
But
More
then
so than the other.
during the midpoint of the study, y'all, I was really disappointed because I actually expected these super high dollar apartment complexes to, have some good information and have some good engagement, and I didn't see that. But then halfway through, it dawned on me, even though I didn't get what I anticipated, I am able to get a glimpse into what's happening behind that gated community. And the census can basically, they have workouts facilities, they have gym classes every week, they have organized basketball tournaments. And so the census can hack those things that are already happening behind closed doors or the gates. And they can say, like, the census sponsored a basketball tournament, or the census sponsored spa water. I mean, one apartment complex has a different flavor spa water every week. So census, basically we're seeing what's happening, and then the census people can partner with these apartment complexes to start that conversation with the residents based on something they're already doing.
Yeah.
So even though you don't seek to get, maybe you have, and I haven't looked at your data yet, but maybe you guys are interacting with data that you didn't really anticipate, and it's kind of like but you might be able to brainstorm something that you didn't anticipate, if that makes sense. So something you didn't seek to find, but you found it anyway.
Okay.
So I did say basically what I just told you guys. Overall, despite posting less tweets, the Millennium Kirby, the Vantage Med Center had the most social media engagement with their followers by retweets and replies. And also, I need to put likes in here. Retweets, likes, and replies. So what questions do you have about this one?
I'm making sure I have your two classes straight.
The other class is basically focused on any comments that I have on your document. You need to address them.
Okay,
And
that's the one where me and you are in the same group. The other class.
Right. Yeah, that's me.
That's why I was like, wait, you're confusing me. Get out of this group.
Yeah, no, I'm on the results part as far as 5311. So I gotta make sure that, going back over both classes, like going back and making sure I fix everything in both. And I want to make sure this is like right, because, it is a big section. It is a lot of questions I did have, and I'm glad that I'm on this Zoom meeting.
Yeah, me too.
I know it was a rather quiet Zoom meeting last time. I think we only had 3 people too.
Yeah, hey, but we're getting stuff done, and then a lot of people watched it on the back end.
Yeah, no, I didn't, because I didn't want to hear myself.
Well, I didn't either.
So may you scroll back up just a little bit? Okay. Yes, a little bit more. Okay. So with the results, is this where you started off the example, or like you did more above that example and then got into more results, if that makes sense? Basically,
this is what I copied and pasted from, that raw information up here.
Okay.
From the spreadsheet, I made this. After this, I made these.
Okay.
So this
that
is like
was just for your brain to organize it, right?
Yes.
So if you don't need the steps, I could take it from your raw data into the table.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure somebody in my group already started, but
yeah.
But my thing is, I just have to get organized before I start writing.
Oh, okay.
So this was an example of organization.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Should you need it?
So step 1, create the larger categories. Step 2, calculate the number of tweets. Step 3, start writing.
Okay. I was just
if I could look at the raw data and jump to step 3, then I'd be okay.
Yes, you would be okay.
Cool. That's what I wanted to make sure, because I was like, okay, let me make sure that I get everything above that, then the example and things like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. One thing I will say is, if you have like a lot of, data on here, like a lot of retweets, a lot of likes, a lot of replies, I would actually put, like, say if they actually did something, I would put Millennium Kirby posted the most tweets, and then I would put the blah, 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 blah posted the second highest number of tweets, the third highest number of tweets, and then the apartment community who had the least number of tweets was the X group. But since I didn't have a lot, I just didn't include that in there.
I was kind of shocked. And like, I know that that's one of the questions for this week was like, it was kind of piggybacked on last week's too, was like what you noticed the most about your data. And I was like, I feel like my personal school posts a lot.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked that there was just not a lot of, like, we did Facebook, so it was like shares and stuff, but it was like not happening. It's like, oh, two likes.
But did they ask for it?
Do what?
Did they ask for likes?
No, not. Theirs is mostly just information. It's all informative. But I mean, they're high schools, so.
Usually if people do not ask, don't forget to share, don't forget to like, don't forget to.
But if it was a contest, we were on up there in the 30s.
But the contest had a call to action. Each of those posts needs to have a call to action. If not, people were like, okay, I just need to look at this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So are you with me so far?
Can you scroll down some more? Okay. And I'm glad you're recording this also, so I can just go back and refer to it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Why does it have 43 marked?
Because it's supposed to be 4-3, but because of APA and I'm starting off a sentence, I can't just put like 43%, I have to spell it out.
I gotcha.
But it doesn't like APA.
I don't like APA either.
Yeah. And then they're changing everything like at the end of this year.
What?
That's
cool, because I didn't learn it very well the first go round, so that's fine.
Change.
Always happens. One thing that I will do while you guys are on it, it says 43% of the tweets posted by the gated communities included a hashtag. I need to introduce this section, and so I'm actually going to scroll. Was it the last one? Yeah. I realized when I started writing this the other night, I needed to add something. So I'm actually going to take from the last paragraph and post it here. But it says the tweets posted by the 4 gated communities in my study form the following subcategories. I'm deleting these because you want to introduce it to your audience. So I'm putting hashtag, call to action, and photo. And then people can know that this is what we're going to talk about in this section. So it keeps it organized. So
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
These 3 are also these 3.
Yeah.
And then I go into the 43% of the tweets posted by the gated communities included a hashtag. And that coincides with this one. 39% focused on this. And then 97% of the tweets included a photo. The way that I actually got those numbers was that I added these on the table first, like the hashtag, call to action, and then photo. I added those per apartment complex. And those are numbers from the spreadsheet. And then I just calculated those up with my phone. And then I divided 50 by 115. So 115 were the total number of tweets.
Came from the up top thing, right? Yeah.
So I divided 50 into 150, 45 into 150, 112 into 150. And so if you do that, that's going to result in 97% and change everything to percentages. And percentages are easier for folks to digest.
Right.
Even though I don't know where they came from. Because you said that was the total number of tweets, correct?
115.
Total number.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 115. What questions do you guys have?
Just looking, just observing. Just looking.
So since we started talking about these categories, you want to provide your reader with basically what this means. What does a hashtag mean? What does a call to action mean? What does a photo mean? So down here, I put and I'm looking at this, and I put slightly less than half the tweets posted by the 4 accounts included a hashtag. So since we have like 115, 50 represents like, I think 45% or whatever. And so that's less than half of the total tweets. Mm-hmm. So we cut 115 in half. That's going to yield, y'all, my brain is tired. Whatever that is.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
So an example tweet featuring a hashtag was posted by Circle at Herman, which stated, and I went to the table.
It's 65.
60. Thank you. So I went back to the table and I searched for anything that had to do with a call to action. Or no, this one was hashtag. Anything included hashtag. So I could basically copy that, go back to my paper. Oops, wrong one. Go back to my paper. And I could put that here. So you are copying the information. You have to state which, apartment complex or which tab you are copying this from. And then you would basically go to edit and then paste, and then there you go. I mean, and obviously this isn't right, but the emoticons actually work for this paper. This is the first time that I've actually done one with tweets that feature emoticons, so are emojis. So it's working. Cool. And also will add to your paper too.
I was looking at the quoted to make sure that was, so you still just do the at whatever. So like if it's like we did Facebook, so would we just put Heiko High School's
Heiko
Facebook,
High School,
or just Heiko High School said?
I'll just put Heiko High School.
Okay.
And then for every one of these columns, so like hashtag, call to action, photo, you're going to provide 2 examples for tweets.
Okay.
Because you can say hashtag, but you need to give them examples of what a hashtag actually is.
I got you. So clarification, 2 post per column, or 2 that include the hashtag? Okay, so 2 different posts.
So this
not just one post with 2 hashtags.
No, just like put 2 different posts. So say for example, this one is just focused on hashtag, but I have Circle at Herman, and then I have
at Market Square too.
Let's see. I think because it was a hashtag, I only included 1, but this one is call to action, so I included 2. Anything that is 50 characters, or I think it's 40 characters or more, you have to put into a block quote.
Okay.
Ugh.
So that's the block quote. And then I put another tweet featuring call to action was posted by Vantage Med Center. And so, that's the one I just posted. These hot Houston days call for some refreshing spa water. So I just put that here. And I guess I did include one with a photo, but you can't really, include a photo.
Unless what if you copy pasted from the Twitter?
Usually journals don't necessarily like that. But what I could do, let's see. If I go to photo or picture, this one is from Vantage Med Center. Whoops, wrong one, guys. An example of a tweet featuring a photo was our Vantage Med Center, VANTAG Med Center, also posted a tweet featuring a photo. The text for the tweet y'all, come on. The tweet stated. And I'm not sure if there's 40 characters. Let's see. 37, thank goodness. So 37 characters, and then you put another photo-based tweet was posted by, let's pick one. We'll just do Market Square Toe.
Mhm.
And photo tweets, let's see, maybe this one. And just to make this simple for my brain, I'm just going to paste that hashtag. And then I always put my quotes, and then I put the stuff that goes in the quotes. There you go.
Okay.
I thought the period goes inside the quotes. Am I wrong? I've been doing this wrong the whole time.
No, you're right, but it depends. So sometimes I get into APA 5th edition format, and it also depends on where if you're doing a quote inside a sentence or if you're doing a quote outside of that sentence.
I got you.
But sometimes I have to go back depending on, who I submit it to. But I actually accept it either way. But
Okay.
just make it consistent.
So if I have one,
yes, I will not count off. I promise. Okay, so that concludes this section. What questions do you guys have about this section?
You did this at midnight for real?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was a long night, and I basically supervised 7 or 15 grad students from 7 universities in a 3-day case study competition. It was so much fun. So I was exhausted.
That's a lot to do.
I was exhausted, but I knew we had to get this done on Monday.
Yeah.
And then the last one is, or I guess the second to the last one, is tweets focused on target audiences. So I focused on external audience and internal audience, so the people who want to live there and the people who live there.
Mm.
And I broke that down into basically 60% of the messages were for external audiences and 71% of the messages were for internal audiences. Some messages overlapped, so they could be for internal or external, but a majority of the messages were for people who live there.
Okay.
And then I did, in this section, I did exactly what I did in the other section. So This one is external. This one is external.
2 examples of each.
Yeah, internal. And then this one is internal. Got it?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
And like I said, it's not, and even with me, I'm looking at this after not seeing it for a couple of days, and I'm, updating things as we're going over it. But write it first and then go back and look at it.
Right.
The last one is focus of the tweets. And so this one either focused on apartment features and benefits, events, or resident worker profiles. And most of these, I actually didn't do that. Y'all got lazy. It was late. I got very lazy. So and also I realized there's one thing I didn't put here either. So remember how I said it's great to introduce the table and the columns and everything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I did not do that here either. And these categories were external, internal?
Yes, ma'am.
Audiences. I was like, I'm about to fall asleep. Okay. But I did it here, and I'm like, it looks great. But one thing I did here that I did not, actually, that I didn't do here was I did not give the percentages. And did I do the percentages in the other one?
I think you did.
I did. So I'm like, I did great on the last one, but I forgot to put the percentages. And I'll have to update this one. I'll just write a note. Actually, if I can find my phone, I'll do it now. Okay, so 27% or 27?
Wait, what?
Okay, so I'm 27, 115, 23, 20. Oh no, actually, y'all, I'll take it back. I did it down here.
Okay, cool.
So basically, once we do the first table with however we set that up, we just need to consistently do that for each table.
Yes.
Okay.
You just want it to be streamlined.
Super streamlined, super consistent.
So intro it, digest the information, 2 examples per column.
Yep.
Got it.
And I need to update this one because it's missing something, but my brain can't digest like percentages right now. So I'll do it later.
I'm about to call in to work tomorrow.
Why?
I'll just play it. I just want to
I'm
have
like, it's seriously.
I just want to have an excuse to leave work.
Well, I have
one. It took me like I started writing the part of the of this section, and I really didn't want to do it. I started writing this at probably 10:30 at night, and I was done.
It'll start flowing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'll get it. And then especially when it comes to this part is just copy and paste. And to be honest with y'all, after I wrote this, I was like, okay, I'm on a roll. I'm going to get it done. And then I started answering the research questions, and that's it. And basically the paper is done.
Ooh, okay.
Fine.
Finito.
I would love to call into work, but y'all both know it is harder to miss than it is to be present.
I know. Teaching life, huh?
Like, am I dying? Okay, I'll go.
But as soon as you get into the flow of writing this, it will A, be much easier, and B, you'll be finished sooner than you think. And also, seriously, you can copy and paste what I have and put your stuff into the structure.
Okay.
And I mean, really, those tables aren't that hard. Like, they're not.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it wasn't the tables or anything. I was just being dramatic.
If you need help with the tables, just let me know.
I'm just being dramatic.
I'm the Excel data nerd in my team, so
That's good.
That's good.
I bet you they cherish you to the fullest.
No. They're like, oh my God, did you put it in another chart? I'm like, well, that's just how my brain works.
Remember, this is recorded, y'all.
Oh.
They do. They love me. That's what they answered.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm good.
All right. So what final questions do you guys have?
The part that you said that you like got a wild hair and decided to go and do the bottom part, that we don't have to get a wild hair yet.
No.
Okay. But should we feel the gusto to keep going? That's what we can do.
Yes.
Okay.
Because then I started thinking, I'm like, okay, well, did I actually answer my research questions, which I really haven't looked at since the beginning of this project?
Now, in relation to those research questions, can we tweak those if we didn't, or to match, like you in your thing that it said to make sure everything makes sense?
You actually have to go with what you stated at the beginning of the project.
Okay.
And if it answered it, fine. If it didn't, fine. That's okay. But then you put into the implication section, which is like your so what section. I did all of this research. it really didn't make the results that I, anticipated.
Yeah.
But I did find out that if the census wanted to sponsor an event, these are the events that they can say, hey, we'll sponsor, bottled water for a week, or we'll anything to get into those gates.
Interesting. So it's okay if your questions aren't answered. It's just like, well, that just the data didn't present itself.
You got it.
All right. I think
Well, y'all, if y'all have any questions moving forward, just please let me know. I am here to help you guys. And I thank you guys for being on the call tonight, because it's, I know it's late, but I just wanted to have an opportunity to speak with y'all and to answer questions and everything.
Yeah, clear as mud. Got it.
All right, so I will upload this on YouTube a little bit later.
Okay.
And y'all just reach out if you have any questions moving forward.
All right.
Me.
Good night, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye, y'all.